Hey people, Injured here, 3v3, Estia Province, blue side. Shiny Flash is a plague champion, starts off range combat with a damage of a time bolter, can get melee weapons, some decent utility and support, can build turrets and repair, but is very slow. This is the Death God elite scheme. He seems to be very indecisive about where he wants to send his heretics, sending them over to the PowerPoint now. Alongside Sentinel Enforcer is an Eldar Farseer support commander that fights in melee combat. Lots of great buffs with some debuffs and control abilities too. This is the Oathway DLC recolored. And rounding off this blue team is the God Buddha Emperor, plays a Chaos Lord durable and destructive commander, walks through objects and cannot be suppressed, so regular offense and disruption, fights mainly in melee combat. This is the Black Legion elite scheme, looking pretty awesome. Red team, triple Space Marines first up, ShowMeMagik as a force commander. We also have Irrefutable Tree as a force commander, very good offense fight in melee combat, can also tank, disrupt and support with buffs. Got some Blood Ravens, and rounded off the team is retroi as a Techmarine, starts off range combat, puts out some good damage, can also support with structures and repair and wade into melee. He's gonna move forward and decap that rip point apparently, doesn't want to get involved in combat quite yet. A Farseer flying in there with her fleet active, pretty quick as you can see, easily able to quickly tie up those scouts and force them off. Took a model as well alongside that double Dire Avenger fire. Must be going into a Shuriken then. No sign of any Banshees or a triple Dire Avenger build, but loses the engagement. Tactical Marine just so solid there, and the Force Commander able to tie up those Dire Avengers and take models. Techmarine finishes the cap. Now he's going for the VP. Bit of a shame that the Techmarine never got a flamer weapon. That would have been pretty cool to see. But hey, he got a cool axe. Western side where the contested VP is now blue. Pretty large map, relatively speaking. It's about the size of the Space Hulk maps, I think, if you take into account where the actual points are. I do like to, this is one of my maps by the way, if you didn't know, I do like to leave some space around the edges so you can flank and attack from different angles, since in some of the 3v3 maps you're kind of limited where you can attack from, and it's kind of just a head-on collision, which doesn't suit factions such as Eldar, so got to help them out a little bit. A lot of people screaming at the monitor now, they do not need help, Injured. Well, that's your opinion. Gates do pretty well here. You can sneak one down here usually, and over on this east side somewhere to go after the gens. But let's see what's going on in the game. Double scouts with sergeants, not something you see all that often from Irrefutable Tree. I'm pretty sure Irrefutable has 2 R's, by the way. Blood Ravens Force Commander, and the Techmarine is forced off. Chaos Lord forced off. Shuriken now getting shots in. Might see the Storm Shield and Chainsword come out. Pretty cool piece of war gear. Havoc's suppressing. As you can see, there's plenty of room to flank around setup teams on this map. The Space Marine Force Commander thinking about going down this western flank here to get at the Shuriken. Shuriken though is repositioning, having seen what he's trying to do, I think. Chaos retaking this west side. This is the Plague Champion of Shiny Flash. Has double heretics into Havocs, pushing those Havocs up, and why not? Got to be active with your setup teams. Oh, now he's backing away. Oh, snipers, that's why. Bad news for him. Well, not that bad news. The Plague Champion is actually not too bad at dealing with them, I think. He can get the Mucus Discharge up and heal through it. Also, Nurgle Worship. And just push forward with his Plague Bolter and do some damage too. Double grenades coming in out of stealth. Nasty. Havocs are actually quite spread out there, which helped them, but they do drop a model. Ouch, another grenade on those heretics. Chaos getting grenaded left and right here. Guide up on the Dire Avengers. Usually you'd see it put on the Shuriken. Needs to reposition this thing, I think. He's trying to now. Some of those perfect cover energy shields up. The west side is still very blue. Plague Champion doing well over there, but now has double snipers to contend with. Could get some Raptors up. Nothing wrong with getting double heretics and Havocs and Raptors. Gives you a decent amount of scalability right out of the gate in tier 2, since the Havocs can get anti-Vig weapons and the Raptors get their Power Fist. Techmarine trying to tank damage and decap this central wreck point. Might pay for it with a death if he's not careful. He does decap it. Needs to run away though. He's going to lose him. Nope, gets away. Just about. Wow. Ranger shot came in there and took a big chunk. Here they are. Sniper infantry for the Eldar. Chaos Lord. Going to tie up these tactical marines, or at least try to. What is he doing? Oh, he's trying to get in position for a kill the weak, and a very nice kill the weak it was. Beautifully done. Tactical marines dropping a model. That's 75 requisition to reinforce. Those tactical marines get away with that loss. There's those vengeance rounds. Pretty scary for squishy infantry in tier 1. Chaos Lord right in there to tie them up. Does not want that heavy bolter firing with those vengeance rounds. Dire Avengers eking forward for a grenade. Might do some friendly fire to those heretics. Almost did. That was almost a flush hit on those heretics. Devastator is able to reposition. Force Commander's going to go down. Surely, yes. Grenade on the shuriken. Nicely placed. And yeah, one loss. Scouts get away. Frantic engagements in mid. Lots of grenades flying all over the place. Trying to counter the setup team play with stealth. Might be why these Rangers hit the field when they did. Since they are a detector unit, and a detector unit, I think, with a slightly longer range of keen sight, as it's called, to detect things. Some Nurgle worship Havocs, the Plague Champion, with his Plague Sword does not have Mucus Discharge. Seems to be dealing with the snipers well enough without it. He's got a turret up. That might have something to do with it. Twin-linked heavy bolter on that turret. Doesn't seem to do as much damage or suppress as quickly as the Techmarine's turret, but it does have a wider firing arc. I think the Techmarine's turret is generally better since you have the beacon alongside it that you can get up as well. 500, 320 is a 2-to-1 cap for the blue team. The red team have not lost a VP off their counter yet. Plague Champion going to try to engage those assault marines, I imagine, when they jump in, but he's losing a hell of a lot of health, as you can see. Going to go down, in fact, yes. The sniper might have got the last shot there. Heretics now trying to counter-initiate on the assault marines, and the Havoc's able to reposition well. This is going to help them out. Snipers, of course, could still get shots in. Those snipers, though, kind of left behind. 500, 298. Now the turret coming into play. We did not see ShowMeMagik getting a Storm Shield. Pretty surprised at that against the turret and Havocs, and he does not go for the Storm Shield. Obviously wants a more offensive option in tier 2, but there's nothing stopping you getting both apart from, of course, the extra cost. 500, 293, but he has given up this side for long periods of the game since he couldn't really push against it. But hey, he's got a Dreadnought on the way, and Shiny Flash is only just going tier 2. He's almost halfway there. Dreadnought also for Retroi, who will be able to support all of his allied Dreadnoughts with his Blessing of the Omnissiah global repair ability, which is pretty cool, I think. Another grenade on the Havocs. Needs to keep those heretics close, and the garrison being used to fire those vengeance rounds. As you can see, they're pretty wildly inaccurate, but since they do area of effect damage, they are still shredding stuff. Blue team retain this Eastern VP, but not for long. Here comes scouts to decap what's going on mid. Some posturing for position by the Eldar, but they're going to get jumped. Rangers did not get jumped, and the assault marines actually jumped right into the firing arc of the shuriken. So he was nicely set up there, Sentinel and Enforcer. Look at this, late Banshees out at the start of tier 2 to put some real pressure on those assault marines, I imagine, and now a Wraith Lord. So that's some pretty big impact units coming onto the field for all of the teams. Chaos Dreadnought also, which I think is the weakest Dreadnought out of the gate with that autocannon. It's not terrible, and there's no reason why one of them shouldn't be the weakest of them all, but I do think it is, with only 1,000 hit points and not the best weapon ever. Look at this guy. I mean, when you get a walker on the field, you want it to have a big impact, either killing stuff like crazy, like the Wraith Lord and the Dreadnought can do. The Grey Knight Dreadnought with its twin-linked heavy bolter is also pretty damn awesome, I think. Or even the Death Dread, since it comes out so early and can burn gens so effectively. The Chaos Dreadnought doesn't really offer you any of that. Not like it doesn't do any damage or terrible damage, but it's not shredding stuff. It's a big... I think it's 120 power, I think. Farseer capping. Uh-oh, Bright Lance up on the Wraith Lord, shoulder mounted. Keeps its melee resistance, so it's going to be a big problem for this Dreadnought. There's the global repair from the Techmarine who owns this Dreadnought. What's going on over here? Chaos Dreadnought getting shots on the scouts. Heretic's being used range stance for some reason. Now he's attacking the... Look at that, 3 volleys on the scouts. He couldn't get a model. Now goes after the Force Commander Terminator from Irrefutable Tree, who's got lightning claws on the way. Going to shred those heretics, that's for sure. 478, 262 even. Chaos Dreadnought forcing melee combat. He's now teleporting in and forcing melee combat himself. He actually gets an 85 DPS power fist with the Terminator armor and a very good Stormbolt. I'm not sure exactly how much piercing DPS it does, but he goes for the lightning claws, which are 80 DPS, as you can see, with a splash there. They're in a bit of a weird place because as soon as you use Battle Cry with those lightning claws, he starts doing special attacks, which are obviously disrupting things, but you don't get lightning claws for disruption. You get lightning claws because you want to shred infantry, so it's kind of counterproductive to be using that battle cry since you're doing way less DPS, since you're doing those big wind up special attacks. Lightning claw Terminators don't have that problem because I think their special attacks don't knock back or something, or maybe they just don't do them. 445 262. Bloodletter's just about getting away for Shiny Flash. The Thunderhammer Force Commander now getting involved of ShowMeMagik. He's level 2 with Artificer. Might complete that with the shield, or of course has the option of the Teleporter, which might help him tie up those CSM and the Havocs quickly. He's going to get counter-initiated like crazy though. Scouts decapping blue team's natural. That's pretty annoying. Banshees on the prowl. They have the aspect of strength, but do not have an X-Arc. Dreadnought now working on the node. Plasma gun Techmarine and Signum armor as well. I don't think, unless you're getting bionics up for a melee build, I don't think there's a huge amount of reason not to get the Signum armor in a team battle. It does so much for you. Increases your range, increases your damage, and gives you marked target, which helps you take out big things quickly, especially in a team game when there could be 3 armies shooting at something. 409 262. It was toned down recently, I believe. It used to give a 40% damage boost, now it's 30, or it might have been 30 to 20 or something like that. Here's that Lightning Claw Force Commander Terminator. We'll see what he does. Certainly looks pretty damn awesome. It would be nice to see him get the Thunderhammer and Storm Shield to give him some kind of like disruptive option with his Terminator Force Commander gear, so he can do some kind of ground pound with his hammer or something and knock things back. Would be cool. Here comes that Dreadnought. This is ShowMeMagik's. No AV here that I can see really, apart from the las cannon, which is forced off. Here comes that Terminator Force Commander. Use his teleport. He can of course retreat. 409 243. Here comes a Wraith Lord. Big engagement brewing over here. Force Commander is off the field though from ShowMeMagik. This guy's actually chasing down the Plague Champion, but he's being outrun. When you're outrun by a Plague Champion, you're not very quick. He's got Armor of Pestilence as well. His charge was on, that was why. There's his Mucus Discharge Shield. Here comes some Wraith Guard. So strong in the current balance of things, but they are being toned down for the next update. At least it seems that way. Force Commander. There's one of his special attacks, you see. You don't want him doing those. You want him shredding things, constant attacks going in. 404 243. Would make the Lightning Claws so much more attractive if he didn't do those specials, I think. I think it costs 80 power as well. It's not cheap to get those things going. The Terminator armor itself costing 100 power. You have a Multi-Melter on the Dreadnought. Landred Redeemer on the way for Irrefutable Tree. If you're confused by his roster, it's because the Force Commander Terminator is technically a new unit, so it goes at the end of the roster like any new unit would. East side being taken by the blue team again. Marcos Zinc CSM with autocannon Havocs. Mark of Corn, that is. Down goes the Wraith Lord. Multimeter getting the kill. 389 237. So that's a big win for the red team. Do still have A whole lot of stuff to deal with. We have some Chaos Terminators over here for God Buddha Emperor. No upgrade yet. Chaos Predator on the way for Shiny Flash. They need to get on those Wraith Guard quicker than they are. Vanguard Veterans would be good to tie them up, but they are just running in. There's the jump. A bit late, and the Shuriken, of course, is right there. So I think he needs the teleporter on his force command, and he has it. There it is. Although he's just engaging things now. He's a bit too low in health to go teleporting, maybe. How much energy does it cost to teleport? I'm not sure, actually, as the force commander. It must be at least 60. 389213. Dreadnought's in big trouble. Lascannon's going to move up. Wraithguard turning around. What are they doing? What are they doing? Why did he not finish the Dreadnought off? He might get away. 389213. Big mistake, I think, from Sentinel Enforcer. He's concerned about this power bash, but he could have finished off the Dreadnought there. It might go down anyway. 45 hit points, taking power melee attacks from the Plague Champion, and a Lascannon gets a shot and down it went. Now the Bloodletter's in retreat, gets a Scout Zombie from the Plague Sword. He's still level 1, this Plague Champion. What the heck is that? Can he finish off the Vanguard Veterans? They got into a fight with Slaughter Melee Chaos Space Marines, which is generally not a good idea, even for Vanguard Veterans, unless they're full health or something, because those guys hurt. 389213. What's going on mid? Land Raider Redeemer is what's going on. Here come Lightning Claw Chaos Terminators using power melee to try and take it down. Not the most efficient way, but they're doing some damage. Oh, they're teleporting after it even. They're really determined to get this thing. Autocannon getting shots also. There are no rear armor hits on the Land Raider, of course. Full armor all the way around. It's taking a lot of damage here. That autocannon's doing a lot. He needs to get on it. There we go. It took way too long to get on this thing. And there's another special attack. But he does get the squad wipe. See, if those guys retreated, they might have got away because of that special attack. Was that an Eldritch? Completely missed? No, it's not. Oh, it's a Singularity. These Chaos Terminators are really going after this Land Raider. He might lose them here. They've already used their teleport, and it's a 60-second cooldown, I'm pretty sure. At least 60 seconds. They might not even take it down. Wraithguard needs to push forward and start getting shots on that thing. Where's he going? Oh, his Terminator's coming in. Wow, Land Raider lives. Land Raider lives. God Buddha Emperor's lost a lot of stuff now. He's got the Chaos Dreadnought still. It is default autocannon, almost level 2. Red team are looking pretty strong through the middle at least. But the Eldar and Shiny Flash still have a ton of stuff. Force Commander Terminator actually has heavy infantry armor, not commander, and not super heavy. For whatever reason, to balance with the amount of health he's got, I suppose. That's 2,500. But I don't think it would be insanely overpowered if he had super heavy infantry to get some resistance against melee attacks and a bit more resistance against piercing damage. 389, 190. Predator tank is going down. There we go. Wraithguard getting the last shot, I think. And a Chaos Predator with Mark of Corn, which buffs the damage of all of its weapons, especially the side sponsor heavy bolters, which get a whopping 75% damage increase, I think. The cannon on top getting a 25% damage increase. What's going on here? Shuriken goes down. That must have been satisfying. That's caused a lot of problems over here. And red team take that west side for a double. Lascannon Havocs heading back towards base. What's going on mid? Are they making a run at the Land Raider again? I think they are. Wraithguard getting shots in, and they are buffed by Guide, I believe, or at least they were. Dark Reaper's also getting shots in, but that's plasma damage, and down it goes. Inferno damage, sorry. Down goes the Land Raider. Scouts unable to keep up repairs. Ouch, missile launcher doing tons of damage to that Chaos Dreadnought. But they do get away. Land Raider down then. That's a big win for the blue team. Wraithguard, so powerful in the current meta. So much damage from those guys. 354, 190. Sniper Scouts, level 3. They've done well and are running away. God Buddha is floating requisition like crazy. getting some heretics up to support his army. Not a terrible choice, but he needs a bit more meat on the field to support in big fights. He's gone for Marco Zinch. I was going to say that might be good versus these Terminators, since they are large targets, can also use it to suppress stuff. ShowMeMagik getting a Land Raider Redeemer of his own on the field, and another one on the way for Irrefutable Tree. 335, 190. Librarian on the way for retroi, or retroi. I'm not sure how I meant to say that. Techmarine's level 4 has Orbs, Signum, and Plasma Gun. Here comes the Chaos Lord with Lightning Claws of his own. Not splash damage, but they are 100 power melee DPS. Harness of Rage and the Dark Halo. So he is built to just fight right now. He's getting energy back because of Harness of Rage to power his Dark Halo. And doing tons of damage, of course. 335, 181. Farseer with the Doombringer, which is cool. Also has Armor of the Usurian. Orbital on this west side. Heretics need to be very careful. Look at the damage those Marco Zinch CSM were doing to those Vanguard veterans, but now they are jumped. Vanguard veterans, 1st Company Assault Marines dropping a model there. They were very low. Didn't think they'd drop a model though. 332, 178. Here comes the Land Raider of ShowMeMagik. Irrefutable Trees still not out. Land Raiders do take a long time, to produce. I think it's 70 seconds or 75 seconds, maybe even over a minute, and a lot can happen in a Dawn of War 2 game in a minute. A hell of a lot. Their Avengers getting targeted by the Signum, but they're able to cap. Chaos Terminators still, or new Chaos Terminators, I should say. Your last ones had the Lightning Claws. Might want to get the autocannon up this time. How Sentinel enforces red. He has enough for an Eldritch. Combine that with his time field and a little bit of support, and it's a dead Land Raider basically. It's a fantastic tool, a fantastic combo to use against Land Raiders. Even if you don't have the time field though, Eldritch is just amazing. 297, 178, 2-1 cap for the red team. Librarian with the special attack on these Dire Avengers, going to finish them off. I think he's got his full staff. Down they go. Obviously Sentinel Enforcer paying attention to this fight and not that little engagement over there. There's the force barrier. So much better now, he doesn't have to channel it. Look at the disruption from that thing, and it knocks back everything. I'm pretty sure it's ability knockback, so even Terminators and big fat commanders are getting knocked over. What is this push? Why is he getting his Marco Zinch CSM so close here? Heretics moving in. Ouch, and get grenaded. Oh, Eldritch on the Land Raider. I'm gonna say, why did he engage the Terminators with the Heretics and then Doom Blast? He can't suppress them. Should have gone after the big blob of scouts, and there's an Imperial Abyss to follow up the Eldritch. The Land Raider unable to move because it's stunned by that Eldritch Storm, and down it goes. Chaos Predator also getting shots in there. Ouch, double nukes, yeah. You're not going to survive. A lot of stuff is not going to survive there. And ShowMeMagik is down to a Predator tank. God Emperor Buddha still hasn't got a lot of stuff on the field, has he? Obviously wants some more power up. Oh, he's going for Plague Marines. Double Plague Marines would be good. Get double Plague Marines. Venerable Dreadnought dropped by retroi. You have Dark Creepers back at base. This guy is not going to last very long, I don't think. We don't have autocannon Chaos Terminators yet, but this Wraith Guard has been amazing. Level 3, it's done so much damage. Chaos Predator needs to stay back. Good tool to use versus Land Raiders though. Unless it's a Phobos maybe. Wraith is in trouble, the Wraith Guard forced off the field. Now is the time to cap. Because Wraith Guard are so dangerous against capping units, since obviously they have to stay still to cap. They're taking the full brunt of their volleys, and if they happen to be bunched up while they're capping, then can often spell the end of the unit if they're caught like that. Plague Champion switching to the Plague Fist. Much better late game weapon for him, since it gives him that. The Pestilence Strike, can use it to cap and also to momentarily shut down really powerful infantry units. 259166 is in retreat now. Farseer is level 4. Does not have an accessory though. Chaos Lord coming over here. Blade Marine's now in play. Wow, got a direct hit on the Stone Guard veterans. Level 2 Stone Guard. This guy needs repairs really badly. Predator tank of ShowMeMagik. He recovers with some tactical marines from a drop pod, it looks like. There it is. And they get a missile launcher up and more scouts to repair stuff. Double Chaos Predators for Shiny Flash. Double Marcus Zinch Chaos Predators as well. And there is double Plague Marines for God Buddha. Solid choice late game. Librarian of Retroi with that 4 staff. 28 piercing DPS, which is pretty damn good. Not sure what the range is on it though. 228166. Assault cannon up on the Terminators, as I'm sure you've seen. It's like 60 DPS piercing, I think, on this thing, which is quite a lot. The other bolters doing, I think, 33 DPS. Eldar capping, and they're able to decap there. No plasma cannons over here from triple Space Marines. Very, very strange to see that. They're so good in this kind of situation, stopping caps and punishing pushes like this. But down goes that Space Marine Predator. No chance against double Chaos Predators and double Plague Marines. No chance whatsoever. Blue team are set up pretty nicely on this west side. Losing 2 Land Raiders, obviously a massive blow for the red team. Timefield, Eldritch and Imperial. You're not going to survive that as a Land Raider though. This guy in retreat, irrefutable tree. Now a Fire Prism up from Sentinel Enforcer. Does have a single D-cannon as well. Look at this presence that the Plague Marines give you. Is able just to stand right in front of that Land Raider and take shots. How long are they going to last there though? Ouch. You don't want to take a frag assault. He might lose them. He does. Poor play from God Buddha. Is he looking elsewhere? What is he up to? Might have been concentrating on his Terminators there, who do have their autocannon now. So now they've lost the presence of those double Plague Marines completely. Here are some late game havocs with Mark of Corn, why not? Blue team taking a natural back. Red team actually control a huge amount of the map. They just don't have the VPs. Land Raider goes down with Doom on it, and the amount of stuff that blue team have here, not easy to keep those things alive, even with a fair amount of scouts and Techmarine support. Though the Techmarine's all the way over on the east side. Not sure what he's up to. Why is this Devastator here? What are you defending? He is decapping with his level 4 tactical marines, though has a Land Raider Redeemer of his own, and yet another one on the way for irrefutable tree. How many do they want to lose here? Down goes the Force Commander, I think? No. That was a Pestilent Strike, not a regular attack, so he gets away. Might not have done the job anyway. Wraith Guard out. Look at his volley on those tactical marines. They're not moving, or they are moving, but they're moving towards danger. Yep, they do run away now. Dark Reaper is doing damage with those Inferno PvP Tempest launchers, or whatever the hell they're called. Scouts trying to grenade the D-cannon there, I'm not sure. Phobos on the way. What's going on the VP? Venerable Dreadnought with Dark Age of Technology. 20-50 hit points at level 1. So awesome to see. Fire Prism easily able to outrange the Land Raider Redeemer's multi-melter. So not really in any real danger. Why is he pushing against base here? What is he doing? Is he trying to line up a nuke? He might be. Doesn't have the red for it. Irrefutable tree does. I'm not sure what the heck else he's doing here. 192, 132. Wraith Guard coming in to support, but the Venerable Dreadnought's tying them up. Why did he bring his Land Raider so far up? He might lose it right here. Wraith Guard will be out of retreat soon, and we could see the time field go up. Looks like she's low on energy though. Might want to get the Runes of Reaping, I believe it's called. Or maybe it's not. Maybe I'm making it up. What is that accessory that gives her more energy regen and faster cooldowns? Well, she should get that. She has tons of resources, the Farseer. Sentinel Enforcer, I should say. Look at that flow. Now the Land Raider Redeemer is going to go down. No idea why he pushed it up to base like that. What was he trying to do? Was he just trying to buy time for the triple cap? Well, they do have it. 147, 132. And here we see, is this the 5th or 6th Land Raider? I don't even know anymore. I think it's... Is it the 4th? Might be the 4th. 129, 132. That double cap. Red team keeping the pressure up on the natural. They're not letting them cap it back here. Wow, I thought blue team were going to run away with this. They really did neglect the rest of the map, didn't they? Godwood had a bit of a thin army for a while, so he went over on the west side, as I suppose he should, but it left the complete rest of the map to be capped up by the red team. Now blue team can't get their natural back. Down goes the Venerable, at least for them. Here's the Phobos, twinning Lascannon's twin-linked heavy bolter and a dirge caster. 111, 132. Blue team double capping their VP just to make sure. Puts up his Dark Halo for some reason. Put it back down so you can regenerate your energy. Level 3 Chaos Lord. Blue team do have the 2-to-1, but can they hold it? There's a Nurgle Shrine going up, allowing some infield reinforcement for the blue team if they're over here. How many Terminators? Irrefutable Tree has a Force Commander Terminator and 2 Terminator squads. One of them with the awesome Cyclone Missile Launcher. An amazing tool to use against Fire Prisms, especially. Fire Prisms only have 500 hit points, and those missiles do a lot of damage each. If you can land a bunch of them, the Fire Prisms gone. 111, 116. Generally seen, I think, as the better purchase compared to the assault cannon. You still get a bunch of piercing DPS from the regular storm bolters, but you also get the fantastic missile barrage. 99, 116, especially when you consider costs. I assume they cost the same. Retroi has some late game devastators to try and hold this area. Still no sign of plasma devastators whatsoever. I don't think there's been a single one. 81, 116. Getting into crunch time here. Blue team trying to retake. Force Commander Terminator doing what he can with his lightning claws. Wow, gets absolutely owned though and goes down. It's the Plague Champion who's capping at level 7. Bloodletters teleporting in. Wow, level 4 Bloodletters. He's done well to preserve them here. And now they have 150 energy. He basically shouldn't lose them since he can, warp shift at his leisure after he's teleported. Has more than enough energy to do so. 74, 108. So it needs to be very sloppy played now to lose these Bloodletters, unless, you know, there's a phase shift or a sorcerer stealing them or something. Can red team push against this west side? Got some plasma gun tactical marines, will do a lot of damage to heavy and super heavy infantry, but you just don't want to try and outshoot Wraithguard. And look at the damage from these Dark Reapers here. That's crazy. Dark Reapers are also heavy infantry. Look at the damage from that Wraithguard volley. Good grief. More Land Raiders. Just get more Land Raiders. That is their plan here. Against the Phobos and double Plague Marines and Wraithguard, they're still getting Land Raiders. 74-80. Eldritch is going to finish that off. A little bit of overkill, but down it goes. There's a bit more disruption as well, I suppose. Mark target on a Wraithguard. Vanguard veterans jumping in, but they're jumping into all sorts of trouble. There's an orbital from, I think, Irrefutable Tree. And it's nicely hit. Everything can reinforce off that shrine though, so blue team again looking pretty good on this west side. The rest of the map is basically red though, so they're getting a lot of resources, hence they're able to crank out these Land Raiders. They still have one in play. I think that's the, I don't even know, 5th or 6th. I actually cannot remember. 74-67, 2-to-1 cap for the blue team. Done a really good job with this Chaos Predator's shiny flash. Plague Champion level 8 doing fantastically well. He actually shouldn't have done that. He put a pestilence strike in the enemy lines, and now it's given them range resistance, and a lot of range resistance as well. This Chaos Predator badly needs repairs. 74.49. God Buddha might want to purchase some stuff here. Land Raider now creeping forward. The Phobos taking quite a lot of damage, but it's okay for now. Shiny Flash floating a lot. Could get another Chaos Predator. No, I don't think he can. Chaos Predators, I think, are 21 pop. He only has 80. Should get some Plague Marines of his own, I think, or maybe some Havocs up. He's got a lot of red though, so he could drop a nuke and a Noxious Cloud. Cool sync kill from the Farseer. One of the best sync kills, I think, that Psychic lift. And then they're thrown aside. Chaos Sorcerer has a similar one. 74.20. 2-1 for blue. Is this going to be enough? Chaos Lord taking it upon himself to defend this VP. So it is a Fire Prism. And can red team push against it? I'm not sure. I think that's that, says ShowMeMagik. All of the Land Raiders. Just throw all of the Land Raiders. There's GG. And well played. It was a GG. And well played from everyone. Triple devs at the end of the game from Retroi. Looks like the VP counter is going to be ticked down. And there it is. Blue team take it with an exciting 3v3. Plague Champion level 8 at the end. Plague Fist, Armor of Pestilence, Mucus Discharge. Farseer level 7, Doombringer, Armor of the Assyrian. She did get the Runes of Reaper. No, I got it right. There it is. All of Farseer's spells by 25%, reduced cooldown and more energy regen. Pretty nice accessory. Chaos Lord level 4, Harness of Rage, Lightning Claw, Dark Halo, level 5 Force Commander for ShowMeMagik, who had the Thunderhammer, Artificer and Teleporter, I believe. Irrefutable Tree was a Force Commander Terminator. There is. I'm not sure about those Lightning Claws. They didn't seem to do a whole... I mean, they did well, but there's 180 power to get those things, I think. And the Techmarine with his Plasma Gun, Signum and Orbs of the Omnisite at level 5. It is a big map though, so maybe not the best place to try a Lightning Claw Force Commander Terminator. But there you have it, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.